Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but I am back on track and I have a lot of fun videos planned for all of you. Today I want to talk about the paper flower basics. So what types of tools do you need to make your paper flowers? And obviously you can have more or fancier equipment, but these are just the basics and I'll kind of run through a few of them. So if this is your first time making paper flowers, these are the things that you can have on hand to make them. And the first thing is hot glue guns. So I get this question a lot and it's a great question. What type of hot glue gun should I use? And my answer is that there are two types of glue guns. You got to make sure that you're getting the right one. There are low temperature hot glue guns and high temperature hot glue guns. And basically the low temperature hot glue guns are great for things that are more delicate like foam or ribbon, where you don't want to melt the material because of the heat of the glue. You can probably use a low temperature glue gun for other paper projects, but with the way paper flowers are made and the type of paper that you're using, it's more likely that the flowers will fall apart if you're using a low temperature hot glue gun. And you don't want to risk that because you don't want to waste your paper and also your time. So you want to use high temperature hot glue guns, and they're usually at any store. And a lot of questions I get are, what type of brand of glue gun do you use, and glue sticks and all that. I think that doesn't quite matter. I use, the cheap ones, the $2.99 ones, and the $10 ones, and I've used other ones. I've used the mini size, I've used the full size. I don't think that matters as much as long as you're getting some quality glue and a quality glue gun. I find that the ones that you can find at Joann's or Michael's for like $3, those work just as well. My advice with glue guns is just to get what you have available. As for glue sticks, the quality does matter. If you're using ones that are poor in quality, it may yellow, the glue itself may yellow and may show up in your flowers, and also it may not hold as well. If you want to use a better quality hot glue stick, that would probably be better. The brand that I use is this AdTech brand that I get from Joann's. This one is just a 100 pack that you can get for $10. There are other brands like Gorilla hot glue sticks that also work great, so it really depends. Just get something that works well. So the next thing is scissors. Now you want to have a good pair of scissors. As long as it's sharp, it should work well. I see that the fabric scissors work great on paper. I see some that are titanium blades and all that. You want to just have a good quality scissor. Over time, if you're cutting out a lot of petals or a lot of paper, your scissor will dull. You want to have a nice sharp scissor so that the edges of the paper don't, what I like to call feather. They don't cut straight and nice and cleanly. They kind of like shag the ends of the petals, and so a nice quality scissor will help with that. There are a lot of different brands, I like to just use whatever I have available. I have my American Crafts gold scissor. It's more decorative. I think it's dulled a little bit. This is a Scotch pair of scissors that I got from Costco. It works well, but it has dulled, and so I just need to sharpen it, or I just like to use these fabric scissors. Next is paper. So I like to recommend 65-pound cardstock. It's a specific weight or thickness. And the reason why I like to recommend this is I find that it's readily available, at least this certain range. So sometimes you can find 67-pound cardstock and all that. I like to try to recommend things that are more readily accessible for those who are in the US and have a Michael's around. But for the paper, I will go in depth with it later and show you comparisons of different paper that you can use. But basically, Michael's has these great paper packs. This is all solid colors, but they have some with a mix of colors and different themes. And I like these because the paper works great. The quality is great for its price. I bought these for $2 a pack. Generally, they're on sale, usually 3 for $10 or something like that. And I think the quality is great. The availability is great, and it works great for the flowers that you'll be making. The next thing is a good tool to help curl your petals. And so I specifically use a bone folder. I will link and type the name out if you can't. It's kind of a weird name. It's bone, as in the bones in your body, folder. And so I like these because I can grip it easy and I can curl the petals that I use very easily with this. But you don't need this. I've had people use a different number of items. I've had people say butter knives are good. I've had people say that a curling iron to roll around is good. You can use a really thick rod or glue stick to kind of bend the petals around. You don't specifically need this, but they are available in stores. And the one I use is this one primarily because it's larger. It tends to be that the ones you find in store are the smaller size. This one I bought at Michael's. So this one I bought at a local craft store. I'm going to link I'm going to put a link to a similar one, or maybe the exact one, on Amazon. And this one I use because it's larger, I can hold it better, and then I can curl the petals as I need. And this really helps me a lot. And with that, I think that's the most basic thing that you need for making paper flowers. You just need paper, a nice hot glue gun, a nice pair of scissors, and obviously you can use a pen or a pencil, pen or pencil to trace your templates, and then you're fine with that. That's all that you need to make paper flowers. But here's some things that you can use extra. The first thing is this fringe scissor that I use. I do have a video on it. I will link it below. But basically, this scissor has 5 blades, so you can make 5 cuts at once. Alright, so this is an index card that I just grabbed right away, and I'm going to show you how it cuts. So basically, you can make 1 cut, but you'll have 5 different pieces, and I like to call them fringe scissors. I hope they're called fringe scissors. Other names for something similar to this is called herb scissors that you can find on Amazon, Target, anywhere. And basically this makes it easy to cut all those little lines that you can use to make your paper flower centers. So this just kind of makes it easier so that you can spend less time cutting. You can always do the same with a pair of scissors. It just takes longer if you're just using 1 pair of scissors. You see how the fringe scissors makes it easy, but it's not necessary. Okay. Now, aside from using scissors or fringe pair of scissors, you can also use, I believe they call it a guillotine paper trimmer. They have the bypass ones where you can lift up a lever or handle, and then you can just chop. And that would call a bypass trimmer. Or it's just one that slides up and down. You can use this to cut your paper flower centers. And so I can have a piece of paper like this. And then I don't want to cut all the way through, but I can cut small little lines. And later on fold it and use that for my paper flower centers. So that's one way of doing it. And this way it's not much quicker, but if you're in front of the TV or you're doing something and you just want to keep your hands busy, it's nice to just cut a bunch of these all at once. And lastly, you can use just a ruler, an X-Acto knife, and some sort of cutting mat to cut your lines for your paper flower center. And I do have videos on that. I will link it below. There are different ways that you can make your paper flower centers without a cutting machine. The last thing is, if you have a cutting machine, then you can do all of these things. I have a couple of videos on my channel that I made in the last year, how you can create your own cut files and make your paper flower center using that. Now, the very last thing that is one of my favorite purchases in the last year is this Fiskars silicone mat. And you can use this to put your hot glue gun and all your projects on, and then you don't have to worry about your surfaces. Now, I like this mat because, I don't know if you've noticed in my previous videos, I just used a piece of paper. The glue gun would keep falling down, glue would get everywhere, so this mat is great to keep your surfaces clean. This is obviously something you don't particularly need, but it's nice to have, especially if you work with a lot of paper flowers or you do a lot of projects. It's just nice to have. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching the very basic tools you need for paper flower making. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below, and if you have a video idea that you'd like to see, please leave me a comment below or send it to me in an email. Thank you so much. Bye.